In the heart of Metropolis, an unrelenting storm brewed over the bustling city. But it was no ordinary tempest. The skies churned with an unnatural hue of violet and black, crackling with energy that defied the laws of nature. The city, known for its resilience in the face of danger, was on edge. People hurried indoors, casting nervous glances at the heavens, while a silent dread settled over the metropolis. Something or someone was coming. From the vortex in the sky, a portal tore open, disgorging an ominous figure cloaked in darkness. His red eyes glowed with malevolence as he descended, his massive frame radiating an aura of domination. This was Darkseid, the god of tyranny from the planet Apokoliptian, and his arrival marked the beginning of a cataclysmic event. His voice, deep and resonant, carried across the city as he declared, "Earth will kneel before me, or will burn." As panic erupted, military forces and superheroes alike scrambled to respond. Tanks rolled into the streets, jets streaked across the sky, and the city's protectors prepared for battle. But Darkseid's power was absolute. His Omega beams tore through defenses effortlessly, reducing entire blocks to rubble. Heroes fell one by one, their efforts valiant but futile. The world needed more than courage. It needed raw, unstoppable power. Far from the chaos, in a secluded forest where he sought refuge from the turmoil of his existence, Bruce Banner meditated. His life was a constant struggle to contain the beast within, the Hulk, a force of nature he could barely control. But as he felt the tremors of Darkseid's invasion ripple through the earth, Banner's calm shattered. His connection to the world's pain was visceral, and he knew his time for peace had ended. With a deep breath, Banner relinquished control. The transformation was instantaneous and violent. His body expanded, muscles ripping through his clothes as his skin turned a familiar shade of green. The Hulk emerged, roaring into the sky, a primal force of rage and power. "Hulk smash!" he bellowed, his voice echoing through the forest. In a single bound, he leaped toward Metropolis, his immense strength propelling him miles with every jump. As the Hulk landed amidst the devastation, the ground buckled beneath him. Survivors stared in awe and fear at the towering green figure. Darkseid turned to face him, his expression inscrutable but his interest piqued. "You dare stand against me, creature?" Darkseid intoned, his voice dripping with disdain. The Hulk's response was a guttural growl. He charged, his massive fist slamming into the ground as he propelled himself forward. Darkseid raised a hand, unleashing a blast of Omega energy. The beam struck Hulk squarely, creating a massive explosion that rocked the city. But as the smoke cleared, the Hulk stood unfazed, his skin glowing faintly where the energy had struck. "Hulk not scared of puny laser eyes," he snarled. The battle began in earnest. The Hulk's raw strength met Darkseid's godlike power in a clash that shook the very foundations of the city. Each punch the Hulk threw carried the force of an earthquake, and each of Darkseid's counterattacks was like a volcanic eruption. Buildings crumbled around them as their fight moved through the city, leaving a trail of destruction in their wake. Darkseid, unfazed by most adversaries, found himself increasingly irritated. The Hulk's resilience was unlike anything he had encountered. Every blow that should have incapacitated the green behemoth only seemed to fuel his rage. The Hulk's strength grew with each passing moment, his fury an unending reservoir of power. "You cannot win," Darkseid declared, his Omega beam striking the Hulk again. "You are nothing before me." But the Hulk only roared louder, his body swelling with newfound strength. He grabbed a chunk of the street and hurled it at Darkseid, who disintegrated it midair. The two collided again, their impact creating shockwaves that shattered windows miles away. As the battle raged on, it became clear that the Hulk's strength was not just physical but also emotional. He fought not just for survival but for a world that had never fully accepted him. His rage was a response to a lifetime of pain, rejection, and the need to protect those who could not protect themselves. Darkseid, in contrast, fought with cold calculation, viewing the battle as a mere obstacle in his conquest of Earth. Realizing brute force alone would not suffice, Darkseid unleashed the full extent of his powers. He summoned parademons from his portal, their swarming forms descending upon the Hulk. But the Hulk swatted them away like flies, his fists and thunderous claps obliterating dozens at a time. "Hulk, crush Bugmen," he shouted, his voice a thunderclap of defiance. Darkseid then attempted to trap the Hulk in a gravitational field, intending to crush him under immense pressure. The ground beneath the Hulk cracked and groaned as the field intensified. But the Hulk roared, his muscles bulging as he resisted the force. With an earth-shaking stomp, he shattered the field, sending ripples of energy back toward Darkseid. "Impressive," Darkseid admitted, his tone betraying a hint of respect. "But you cannot defeat a god." "Hulk's strongest there is," the green giant bellowed, charging once more. This time, he caught Darkseid off guard, delivering a punch that sent the tyrant crashing through several skyscrapers. The ground quaked as Darkseid landed, momentarily stunned. Seizing the opportunity, the Hulk leaped high into the air, coming down with a double-fisted slam that created a crater around Darkseid. The impact was so powerful that it momentarily dimmed the light in the surrounding area. Darkseid, though battered, rose with a grim expression. He unleashed a devastating wave of energy, but the Hulk charged through it, his body glowing with the sheer force of his rage. As their battle reached its climax, the two titans stood in the ruins of what was once Metropolis. Darkseid prepared to deliver a final blow, his Omega beams charging to their fullest potential. But the Hulk, fueled by unyielding determination, roared louder than ever before. He clapped his hands together, creating a shockwave that disrupted Darkseid's attack. The force sent Darkseid staggering backward, leaving him vulnerable. With a deafening roar, the Hulk delivered a final, earth-shattering punch. The blow connected with Darkseid's chest, sending the tyrant hurtling back through the portal from which he had come. The portal collapsed behind him, sealing him away from Earth. The battle was over. The Hulk stood amidst the rubble, his chest heaving, his fists still clenched. The survivors of Metropolis emerged slowly, their eyes wide with awe and gratitude. For once, the Hulk's presence was not met with fear but with respect. He had saved them from a force that had seemed unstoppable. As the adrenaline began to fade, the Hulk's form shrank back into Bruce Banner. Exhausted and bruised, he looked around at the destruction and the people he had saved. A faint smile crossed his lips as he muttered, "Maybe the world isn't all bad." The tale of the Hulk's victory over Darkseid spread across the globe, a story of raw power triumphing over tyranny. For Bruce Banner, it was a reminder that even the most destructive forces could be used to protect and inspire. And for the world, it was proof that heroes came in many forms, even those born of rage and pain.